What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on the Space Engineers Inspiration series. We're starting things off with the Phoenix-class frigate, I believe. I think that's the name of it. Yep, it's conveniently written on the side for people like me that forget the names all the time. Okay, so this is designed to be an assault frigate, I believe, because the description mentions that the previous build of the Defender class ship was basically not performing up to snuff in the fiction of the build universe. So, made a bigger one, I guess, with more weapons, which, if these are all weapons, which I think they are, then yeah, things got guns all over the dang thing. So, yeah. Not to mention, it actually looks really cool. This is another one of those cases where I'm fairly certain... This is a world file, so I don't know if it has any mods. I don't think it does. But it definitely has a really cool design for being a vanilla build. So let's go ahead and take a peep inside. If I can somehow manage to get in here without breaking anything. Alright. So, let's go towards the nose first. Now, it seems like we've got windows here, but I don't know what for. I didn't see any windows on the outside. Okay. So this looks like a form. I don't know. This might just be a computer room. This isn't like a bridge or anything like that. We've got a timer block, programmable block, some consoles. So I'm thinking... Oh, and we also had the oxygen generators and tanks that I totally missed. And an LCD screen to give you the information, which is cool. So I'm guessing that's kind of like the oxygen and programmable control area, maybe? The programmable block may actually be for the whole ship to run the LCD mods, or scripts, rather. And it may just be primarily the oxygen room, I'm guessing, but I don't know for sure. We got some kind of weird graphical glitch going on there, don't know what that's about. This looks more like either a CIC or a bridge, actually. I'm guessing bridge. Bridge lights. Well, there you go. Myth busted. So, we've got all of the acceleration readouts for your jump drives and stuff like that, location data, GPS stuff, or summaries, and this looks like reactor and power outputs and stuff like that. It is interesting to me that the... Oh, there's got to be mods on here because, yeah, I'm a dum-dum. There's got to be mods because there's cables here. We've got some of the Colt console packs that we've been seeing, the Asthma thrust or the seats. So yeah, there's definitely mods. It didn't have it on the workshop file, and because it was a world, it just loaded in, so I didn't see anything listed. That's why I wasn't sure. But yeah, definitely got mods. And we got an inventory readout there. But it is interesting to me, as I started to say, that the bridge is on the bottom. That's kind of unique to me. Not that it's unheard of or anything, it's just uncommon. It actually is kind of cool, though, that it has that, like, underhang kind of bridge structure, which is pretty cool. Now there is another path down here. So this looks like sick bay, or possibly crew quarters, but between the cryo chambers, the med bay, and a couple of beds, I'm kind of thinking that's sick bay. It is interesting. I find it interesting that since it's using mods, there's no, like, bed mod. That's kind of odd. Okay, so we came in from that direction, so let's go back through here. Let's see what else we got back here. This looks like engineering, I'm gonna guess, because we have views of what looks to be thrusters and reactors. Yeah, those are large reactors over there. I think these are hydrogen thrusters that we're seeing. And then a control console. But we do have some doors over here. Now it looks like an airlock, so it's possible this is all open to the air. So out in space, you would need to have your helmet on, I'm thinking. We are on a planet, so it's hard to know for sure. but I think that's probably what this weird graphic stuff I've got going on. I don't know what this streak stuff is, but I'm guessing it's like air or something. I don't know. I've never seen that before. I like the cabling touch, though. Oh, it's possible these are conveyors. That's cool. I was thinking they were the, kind of like the just decorative cabling. But if it's actually... It may actually... with the arrows and plugging into things, it almost looks like it's an actual conveyor, which is awesome. But I'm not 100% positive because then they did stuff like this, so I don't really know. But if it is a real conveyors, dude, that's pretty cool. That has a really cool look to it, but I'm not sure because of where it ends up going into and plugging in at. And we've also got gyroscopes around here as well. Yeah, those are definitely hydrogen thrusters pointing down. Yeah, and then they've got conveyors here. Wait, what are these? Oh, the whole thing is a thruster? Hold on. What is this stuff? Yeah, that's all... oh, they're back-to-back thrusters, I think. Okay. Yeah, okay, they're two thrusters with a conveyor in the middle. I gotcha. Okay. That was confusing to me. I was like, what is this stuff? And then we got gyroscopes. But see, the, everything with a conveyor usually seems to be connected to actual vanilla conveyors, so it makes me wonder if these cables actually are functional or not. I've seen some mods that would change the visual of the conveyors so that you could make it look like something else, so it very well could be. I'm just not sure. Definitely have air pressure going on, though. I don't know if that's like just the doors, I'm opening them wrong or something, or because we're on a planet or whatever, but it's probably just because I'm opening stuff and not paying attention to anything. Okay, so let's take it for a test drive. What do we got here? We have fire on a timer block, which is probably firing multiple weapons. Camera, power to all cannons, I guess. Red alert, boost thrusters, atmospheric thrusters, the antenna, and the beacon. It doesn't look like we have anything else. Okay. But yeah, I was very impressed with the look of the ship, but now that I know that there is mods, they may be using modded blocks. I don't know if it was just for equipment and stuff and not for structural blocks, but... Alright, so we're giving power to all cannons, because who wants to fire weapons? Actually, it has pretty good speed and maneuverability, too. Now, I did read a comment on the workshop file where the builder made a comment about it not being real practical for survival because of its it uses up fuel really quickly and things like that. So it does look really awesome, and it moves pretty good too. But I don't know how actually applicable it would be for something like survival, where fuel efficiency or inventory space and things like that are all questions. Wow, that was a lot louder than I thought it was going to be. Wow. So yeah, those like 4 or 5 barrels in the front, definitely loud and probably pack a big punch. I do like the color scheme too. It reminds me of like Red Wolf for any of you Airwolf fans out there. But yeah, I love the color scheme. It works really well for it. So anyways, that's going to do it for this one, so let's move on to the next one. Alright, so next up we have the Crown Orbital Space Base, and now you know about as much about the thing as I do. So, there is literally nothing in the description about it. I honestly just grabbed it because I thought the design was a really neat idea for a space station. It kind of reminded me of like the Trade Federation ships from Star Wars Episode 1, but with a cooler, more sleek design kind of thing. I thought it was really neat. It is, I believe, a vanilla build because I was able to throw it in with a blueprint with no mods. That said, the interiors, some of the comments on the workshop file were noting it would be really cool to have it decorated with modded interior furniture blocks. So apparently the interiors are a little more empty, which is kind of not uncommon with vanilla builds, to be honest, or they're kind of thrown together. But it has all the stuff that it looks like you would need to for it to work and function, so I'm not sure if it would actually work as a survival build. It might. You've got hangars, lights. There are oxygen farms, but they're inside here, so I don't know how it's supposed to get any sunlight from there, but I do see oxygen tanks, hydrogen tanks, connectors for ships or fighters, vents, etc. So it makes me think that it's been set up for, at least in some form, for a survival type setup. I just don't know how effective it would actually be. Okay, so now we'll move up. I knew the hangar would be the fastest way to get into the ship. I don't really know why I'm getting these freeze frames. My frame rate isn't really changing, it's just sticking every once in a while. I don't know what that's about. Okay, so we're moving up. Again, these would be good spots for furniture and stuff to kind of detail the area. Piston reverse. Portali hangar. I don't know if I'm saying that right. The piston thing makes me wonder if there's some kind of elevator system or something. I don't know. I'm honestly kind of a little lost as to where I'm actually going and where I'm trying to go. Apparently down. Because there's a lot of these just open areas. And like I said, a lot of that, because there's no description, I don't know if it's left empty on purpose, if it's a work in progress. You know, I really don't know any of that stuff, because it wasn't explained. One thing that I'm curious about, there's got to be that room with the piston control has to be some kind of elevator, because we needed to go up in order to get to the ring type shaped area. So, gosh, I don't know what that sticking is about. It's really annoying. Alright, so we're gonna reverse the piston and see what... Okay, see what happens. I hear something. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. So there is some kind of elevator. Which, okay. So we'll reverse that. I don't know why my character's moving, unless that's just a glitch in the game that doesn't know how to handle elevator type systems. Which is very possible. Okay, so now we have a medical room, cryo chamber. What else is going on over here? So there's, looks like 2 rings. Oh, that makes sense, because there's the inner one around the ball type area, and then there's the really long outer one. This is a really cool setup, but I do feel like in the future I'd like to see like a version 2 of it with more detail work in terms of like consoles and maybe weapon systems, control turrets, things like, or turret control systems, things like that. To kind of make use of, because this shape is really neat, but it's kind of like, that sticking is really annoying. I don't know what is doing that. But it's got a really cool shape, but this is all just kind of like empty. So I think it would be kind of cool to see like a version 2 either from the original builder or somebody else or something like that. If it was, I mean, obviously you'd want approval and all that. You wouldn't want to just do it on your own. But I think it would be kind of neat though, because it has a lot of potential to do some really cool stuff. Just with a few more details. But overall, the reason I used this one was because of the unique shape and design. It was just something I really hadn't seen, and now I'm lost. It was something I really hadn't seen before, so I just thought it was really neat. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this one, so let's move on to the last one. Okay, and last up we have the F6 Destroyer. Now this is another blueprint that is a modless build. However, after reading through the description on the workshop file, I'm very impressed with both the detail, aesthetic, and the functionality that they were able to achieve in just a vanilla environment. I think is really cool. Like, the detail work is very nice as far as it's got some angles to it, like we've seen before with... It's becoming quite a commonplace, actually, this kind of, like, horizontal... Or not horizontal, this sharp angle slant for the hull. It's becoming a very big trend, I've noticed, in a lot of the workshop builds. But the lighting is cool. The detail work of having, like, these columns attached to each thing gives it a nice detailed touch type of thing. There's also... I believe they said there were bridge shutters for combat situations and things of that nature. So it's just got some cool details that personally I didn't even know you could achieve in a vanilla environment. I knew it could be done, but I figured you'd have to use mods. This is kind of cool too. I think this is the M Master script. If not, it looks really similar. But I've never seen that artificial atmosphere screen, so that's kind of cool. So we can close the hangar doors, I'm assuming? Or was that an open? Okay, that must have been an open. So that's close. Docking gears. We don't need the docking gears. But there are, looks like 2 connectors, 1 collector. And so you could mix and match this, I suppose. You could set up 2 small ships with connectors at the back, or you could have 1 big one with 2 connectors. I'm not really sure. Okay, so hangar station platform summary, ship claw secure, grappling hook 1 and 2, connector 1 and 2, debris collector, okay. Okay, so there's the artificial atmosphere. Now it's interesting that the hangar and the stairs are still in a vacuum state even though we closed the door. This is pretty cool though. This is artificial mass blocks combined with gravity drives or gravity generators to form a gravity drive, which we definitely want to test out because I've never actually seen one that worked all that well. I've seen attempts at it, but this one actually seems like it could really work, which I think is awesome. Now, I don't know if it's just forward and backward. I can't really see if they have them on the left and right or not. Because at one point I thought about, for thruster damage purposes, to actually try and make a ship that was purely gravity driven. Which could work, but it would cut down on some of your maneuverability, I think. I'm not entirely positive on that. But you can see all the generators that are online. The list of all propulsion, short summaries, mass blocks are off, gravity propulsion is off, generator count 1, which is the main, I'm assuming. And then we've got power output from there. And that looks like it might go further back into a reactor room. I can't really tell. That looks like thrusters on the left and right side of it. Yeah, I'm really surprised that the ship hasn't pressurized now that the hangar doors are closed. That's interesting. I do like that it has a readout for it, though. That's pretty cool. Okay, jump drives and gyroscope galore. Not to mention, this looks like cargo and reactor. So, I think this is a cargo. Yeah, big cargo crate. So, assembler and refinery. It's supposed to be 100% survival ready, according to the description. So bear that in mind. It is modless, so you shouldn't have a hard time importing it if you don't typically use mods or anything. You got assembler readouts, munitions, atmosphere, power, damage report, and GPS, and then ingot and component summaries. So that's a really, really cool, basically a summary setup for LCD screens, and I might want to keep a copy of that somewhere because that's a pretty good way to have it laid out. So what I am looking for, I'm guessing these go up to the more bridge-like area. There are 2 programmable blocks. I'm assuming that's what's running the LCD screens. Cryo chambers, medical bay. Okay. And then I'm guessing this will go up to a bridge. Ooh, I like that. Cool mood lighting. Damage report, ship munitions. What do we got back here? Collision lights? Or call sign lights. Exterior red deco lights. Exterior lights and hangar lights. So that's light control. Are these the same? Nope. Hangar doors. Bridge shutters. Okay, that's what I wanted to test. I wanted to see how those worked. I don't see them. Where are they? Oh, they're there. Oh, I see. Okay. So there's the grated windows like that on the outside, and then a layer in between with airlock doors. That's interesting and very cool. Alright, so we have forward gravity engine, reverse gravity engine, mass booster, main, bridge shutters, hangar doors. Do we have anything else? No. Okay. Now, there are weapons on the ship. Obviously, it wouldn't be much of a destroyer without them, but it does seem like they're all turreted weapons, so I don't see any controls set up for them. Obviously, you could set them up if you really wanted them. And it is built with a layer of light armor surrounding heavy armor, apparently, as that's the builder's preference, I guess, on how they usually build stuff, which is a really cool idea, actually. So with that, it's fairly heavy duty. According to the description, it'll hold up very well against standard NPC type cargo ships and things that are sent at you, but if you ever threw in a mod or something that would add new types and you're going up against some kind of, or PvP on a server or something, and you're going up against like big class, what are the, not cruisers, but the capital ships is what I was looking for, and things like that, apparently it would not hold up very well in terms of heavy bombardment, so it's primarily designed for medium to small ship hunting type of thing. So with that, let's actually test. So with the thrusters it accelerates pretty good, but the gyroscope movement is very good for a ship this size. It actually turns and moves really well, but the acceleration is a little bit on the slower side, but it is pretty bulky. Now I'm curious to see how the gravity engine holds up, because that would be pretty cool, and it does confirm my theory that if you look at the hotbar, there's a forward and a backward, but I don't see side to side, up, down, anything like that. So it's primarily more of a gravity boost, I guess. We're also having a little bit of trouble slowing down, too. I can't help but notice. So there probably aren't as many forward thrusters, or reverse thrusters, as there are forward. Okay, there we go. Now we're leveled out. Now it is important to turn off your main gravity generator before you do this, obviously, because otherwise it'll screw with the gravity. Ooh. Wow. Okay, this actually, that moves really fast with a gravity generator. Alright, let's try reverse. Wow. I am thoroughly impressed by that. Now, one thing I'm curious about, let's use the sun as a frame of reference. What I've always been curious about with gravity drives is, can you turn, or are you just going to keep going in the same direction? But if you leave them on, I assume you could keep going. I will also note it has a little bit of a pull, that when you push forward, it kind of wants to bring the nose up a little bit. Okay, my idea of using the sun is not a very good one, actually. So I think it's holding up and changing direction. I'm trying to use the stars, but it does seem like it would slow your turning radius a little bit. I wonder what happens if you leave both of them on. Will they negate each other? Let's get it slower a little bit. I'm wondering if you can actually zero it out. Yeah, pretty close. Okay. And then we can turn both these off. Alright, so that's pretty cool. That is really cool. I've always wanted to see a fully functional gravity drive, and that's pretty effective. So I think that's going to do it for us for this episode. We're going to wrap things up here. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.